Welcome back, No Motion Meteors. Meteors. We are back. It is Marvin Motion, and I'm here with.
Marcus Motion. Change my name.
And we've been a
Welcome
little.
back.
Oh,
No Motion Meat Eaters.
today we are doing the long awaited playoff bracket. We're going to do our predictions. We're going to have hot takes. Who we think's going to fall, who we think's going to live, and who we think's going to come out glorious.
Want to
So-
shout out to the Motion. Still haven't missed a podcast.
Or an
Week after
episode.
week. We've done 144 weeks consecutively. Haven't missed a week.
We haven't missed
stuff.
it. We haven't missed a day. We've been daily uploading since January.
Shout out to the accountant, Madison Motion.
Our stocks are up. That's all I'll say.
I just kind of peed my pants a little bit.
So do you want to start with the East or the West?
Let's
I think-
start with
Let's do the East because it'll be easier than the
Yeah.
West.
The West is more exciting.
Now,
Per usual, I cooked.
dude, before we start, do you want to look at the No Motion Media, the West standings TikTok predictions, and I'll do the East, the ones that you did and the one that I did, the predictions,
That's
just to
kind
see
of a good
how
idea,
close
actually.
we were.
Let's start with the East. We'll go one by one. Let's start with the East here.
All right, let's.
I'm gonna bring this
where
up on
is-
the No Motion TikTok. If you go to tiktok.com/no motion media _ media.
So there, I will say, I did have some misses here.
Did you do East or to me?
I did the East, you did the West.
All right, let's see how we did.
Well, we started off with a. I was not expecting the Pistons to do this well, if I'm being honest. Their pickups, their free agent
Yeah.
pickups were really good, I will say. Like,
Pistons 15th was.
I didn't realize how
They've
well that Beasley and Harris and all those other pieces
I
that
could have seen them
came
squeaking a
together.
12th out, not a fifth, not a sixth. So for shout out to the Pistons.
Hornets at 14. That was pretty close. I mean, wait,
Killed with the Hornets.
I don't even know where is my?
Killed with the Hornets.
Can I look at the actual?
If you get the
standings?
standings,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to bring up.
yeah. Perfect on Hornets.
Sixers. Okay, this is where
Close on Nets.
Yeah, Nets were one off.
Close on Nets.
Raptor. I mean, Bulls did
Bulls
better.
overperformed a little bit. Still not great, but
Wizards underperformed. Wait.
yeah, Wizards 11. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I mean.
Expect a little more out of them.
Oh,
I think
okay,
maybe the
well-
worst team in the league.
Yeah, they had some interesting pickups. Hawks overperformed. I
Hawks
thought
10th.
I
better,
didn't know how Hawks were gonna do with all the injuries. You know, losing Murray and then losing
I mean, they're only a few games off the 10th too, so
yeah.
that's not bad.
Raptors at 9. I didn't think the Raptors were gonna literally like throw their season because they
We've got
definitely
the right
tanked.
people in the right area. They're just kind of jumbled a bit.
You know,
It's pretty consistent.
I didn't expect the Miami Heat to underperform. I expected them to be in plans. I didn't expect them to be that low in plans. They were almost
Yeah,
out of
I think the Bam despawning, the Jimmy Butler pretty much never playing a game again for him, and then leaving.
You know what I will
The fact
say?
they're still 10th is pretty impressive because their two best players, one was average and the other one was inting and then left.
We had the Bucks at 7, and they were pretty much 7 seed up until last like 3 weeks. So we were pretty close on the Bucks. I will give
They were 7th seed for 80% of the year.
6 seed Cavs. Okay, let's be honest. No one expected the Cavs to perform like they did. I'm not even gonna.
I could see him. Yeah, I was thinking like maybe top 4. Wouldn't be shocked, but yeah, didn't expect this from the Cavs.
We had the Magic at 5, and they were juggling around 4th and 5th up until Jalen Suggs got injured.
No injuries never happened. At least 5th.
Yeah,
At least 5th.
I think we
I like that.
I think we might have said this on a different hot take, but I think Suggs was more detrimental to this team than Paulo or Wagner, and not in the sense that if Paulo and Wagner are both out, it was Suggs and friends were winning. Not saying that that's like every team's gonna be better with a star, but I think
Suggs is the connector.
a team with Suggs and Banchero or Suggs and Wagner is a better team than Suggs being out and then Wagner and Banchero playing, in my
Suggs is
opinion.
the connector. They call him the Sug off.
And you know what's crazy is I said KCP was a good pickup, and he's done nothing for the team. But
He was their worst player, I think. He was
Philly
our
being
biggest dud.
Philly being fourth seed was crazy. I did not expect
Biggest
this.
dud.
I
It was
did not
because of
expect that.
injuries, as we expected. But
I didn't
even
expect
then,
Maxi. I didn't expect the Maxi injury or the McCain injury. That
both of
was
them
the
have
biggest
been
fall
infected
off.
by the Sixers curse. As long as they wear his jersey, they'll play 40 games max. All 4 players beat up at all times. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not shocked, but
we got the New York Knicks right. We got the New York Knicks right.
Knicks is right. Knicks is right.
The Pacers were doing good, and then they had a fall off, and then they had they reconnected. So
They're
fair
still
play.
a 4th seed, 50-win
close.
team. Overrated them a little bit, but they're a playoff team. So
And then
we'll take that.
Celtics,
Celtics.
they got second seed. Fair enough.
JB equals MJ. What does that mean?
All right, let's go to the Western Conference. See how close we
You
were.
want to do West? All right, let's see how we did.
Well,
Start with the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers,
aren't
last third of the year, were a playoff team.
if
I don't know what got into them.
here's the thing is, Denny finally started starting. They finally put Delano Banton in like an actual like rotation player, and that's really all. I mean, I feel like they just started actually like playing players that are actually good, not
They've got a lot of solid
Forcing.
players. They need they got. I mean, it was a lot of teams. They need a star, but
honestly,
they played well.
this is
Well,
where the
I-
Blazers have been in hell for a while, but like all they really need is a good center. Yes, they need a star, but like a healthy center, because Nurkic was awful, and then you go from that to DeAndre Ayton, and he's been injured, and then they get Rob Williams, who is injured, and then their rookie Klingon has been injured half the season, so they can't get a center, and then their power forward playing the 5, and he's been good, so fair enough to him. 14. So we were a little wrong, but
Utah Jazz. I mean,
Jazz,
they were
yeah.
terrible.
they
Holy, this team is bad.
yeah.
Yes, they were.
This
13 Clippers.
this was probably your worst hot take I've seen in a while, but
I hated on the Clippers. I thought Kawhi's going to play 4 games. Harden may play like 40.
Hey.
Harden was an Iron Man.
can we
Shout out to Harden, All-Star Iron Man. Powell,
can we
most
give
improved
credit where
player
credit's
of the
due?
year. Let me hear credit.
Can we finally give some respect to James Harden for being a winning player? Maybe not a playoff winning player, but a regular season winning player, in the fact that he makes every team he plays on good. He automatically pushes whatever team he is into a playoff. He did it for the 76ers. They made our playoffs both times when he was on there, and then they missed it when he was off. The Clippers got Harden. They made playoffs both times, even with all their starters and stars injured. Let's give Harden some credit for actually being a winning player. He might not be a playoff performer, but he's a winning
Shout
player.
out James Harden. I thought he was going to get hurt. I was predicting injury for Harden. Kawhi, I was predicting no games played. I was right about that. Zubac wasn't expecting the All-Star level performance. Wasn't expecting All-Star Powell, most improved. I forgot Ty Lue is, pound for pound, probably the best coach in the league right now, even over Spoelstra. So,
Hey, Derrick
all
Jones Jr.
together, shout out to the Clippers. 5th seed. Shit, playing I would have been impressed. So, fair enough to the Clippers. So I took the L on that. So as a result, I will be doing a salad challenge tomorrow.
Hey,
dinner.
you were close on the Spurs.
Close on the Spurs, and it would have. I'm glad Wemby got hurt because they would have been like 8th seed. So
Now
We'll take
you
that.
missed on this is horrendous because you missed on the Rockets too. This was a really bad take.
big Rockets miss. I didn't expect this.
Okay,
expected
I
the
agree.
Rockets.
This was a big leap than what they.
Jalen Green played better than I expected. Sengun played better than I expected. Didn't expect the Thompson leap. And the rest of the team just played well. 2nd seed's a absolute shock to me still.
Yeah, I mean, I expected
If they
like
were a
play
6th or 7th seed, I would have been like impressive. 2nd's a complete shock to me. Didn't expect that.
Right. Let's give credit where credit's due. Once again,
Very
Eamon,
correct.
Eamon Thompson leap. I think he's pretty much taking over Van Fleet's job.
Well, Van Fleet's a veteran, man. You got Van Fleet. He snipes some threes, though.
Yeah,
Dylan
but I'm
Brooks.
saying like he's not.
Dylan Brooks this was arguably the best year of his career.
I think you move from Van Fleet in the starting lineup and you let Thompson Cook, let Van
Yeah,
Fleet come off the
he's
bench.
Lowry. He's Lowry now. So incorrect about that. Kings, we'll
Close.
take those.
They were basically
Come on.
10th seed the whole season, so
Would have been 10th if The trade didn't happen, but Kings come in at ninth in real life, so we'll take that.
Hey,
Ninth Warriors, we'll take that.
they overperformed.
We'll take that. The
They
Jim, I mean,
they
they would have been
performed.
ninth. They would have been ninth without the Jim Butt trade, so that gave them some life. But they're a playing team, and so ninth is generally area.
Shout out Jimmy Butler. I'm one of his biggest haters, but I will say he's doing well.
Yeah, he's a decent fit. They're gonna lose in the play-in because they don't get up for play-in games, but they'll be fun to watch. The Lakers, eighth. I was a Lakers hater. I thought, playing team.
Who would have thought that Luka trade would happen midseason and give him life? That's all
But
I'll say.
something happened. Now, before Luka was traded, they were like a fourth seed, so they probably still would have been top 4, 5 at worst.
I think they
So-
would have. I think they would have fallen off a little bit with AD injury.
Yeah, I was predicting AD injury.
Well, you got to
Didn't
think.
expect the Reeves jump was big
Say
as well. Didn't
say
expect
the
Reeves jump.
exact same thing happens when LeBron went out for a couple weeks. I don't think AD would have carried the Lakers to that many wins.
No.
I mean, and then right after that, AD would have gotten injured. Like saying the same timeline happens. AD injury. I don't know if the Lakers
Too many-
without
yeah.
AD. Yeah.
Two main things here: Luka Doncic shows up on their team, and Reeves hammer. Reeves is an all-star level player, and I didn't expect that. So shout out to Austin Reeves. Then we get seventh to Pelicans. How deeply disappointing this is.
Can we give credit where credit or not credit, but why do I keep saying credit?
They were
To be
destroyed
fair,
by game 3. I
To
think.
be fair, when your starting five is all on the injury report for out for the season in the first week of the sport,
By the end of the second week of the NBA, Murray had torn his Achilles. Zion was out again for some reason.
McCollum got injured.
Ingram was day to day for 2 months before they traded him because he just wasn't wanting to play. McCollum was hurt.
Herb
and then
Jones
I
like
think-
tore or something,
Herb just tore some. So
and then Trey goes on an All-Star case, and then he gets injured.
I predicted, you know what? They'll beat the injury bug. Well, it was the best one yet. So the Sixers of the West. Suns sixth. Didn't happen. I thought the Suns would have been good. Sixth seed is still
Let's-
not for the talent on the team. Sixth seed would have still been like that was all right kind of year.
Under
were just-
underwhelming team, underwhelming roster, underwhelming players. Beal
It was KD.
underperformed.
Yeah, it was KD who got beat up, so he only played like 60 games. Booker was a little underperforming this year. Generally, I'd like to see more out of him.
Tyus Jones
Especially.
kind of got booted from the starting five, which kind of
Tyus Jones is not a fit. Didn't work at
Well,
all.
you know what it is. They
Beal's
didn't.
terrible. There's 2 players on that team, and there's not even like a third good player.
I think Tyus Jones would be a good fit if they played him like a point guard, not a spot-up shooter. They tried to
Well-
force him to not be a playmaker, which is like his only attribute on the team is being a playmaker.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
that's
has
why he
been
was
able
so
to
good on
shoot
the
too. So
him going for like 2 back-to-back years, being like one of the best assist to turnover ratios, being one of the assist leaders, and then getting thrown on a team and they're like, yeah, you sit in the corner, and shoot threes. That's on the Suns coaching staff, in my opinion, more than Tyus Jones. I think he will leave in free agency. I do not think he'll stay.
it's probably on him though to adapt. So
I think it's
expect a
just
little
too
more
much
from
of
him than coaching.
Bradley Beal scoring regression, and he's a playmaker.
Bradley
and
Beal's.
then,
It's the worst contract in maybe the history of the sport.
and then Booker is a good playmaker, and it kind of just takes
Booker
Tyus
needs to be on
Jones
ball.
off.
He can't. He needs to be on ball to be his best. Put Trey. What the hell is his name? Put Tyus
Tyus.
Jones on this. Put him on the Spurs. Move Fox to the 2. Here's your team.
So you want Trey Jones and Tyus Jones to go crazy?
Yeah, I want all Jones. I want T Jones. I want
Now get Tyus
Jones.
Jones.
Jones, Fox, small ball Castle 3, Wemby, and then go get Zubac.
Unironically, Tyus Jones would be a good fit for the Timberwolves right now, who are lacking in a point guard.
Yeah, but you got to shoot a 3 to be a point guard nowadays. It feels like so.
Yeah,
Gotta
but I
work
mean,
on that.
like, him around with Anthony Edwards now being one of the best shooters in the league. Nas Reed, who can shoot really well.
No, he'd be better than Conley, but
I think he's a step up.
For Tyus to be like getting starting minutes 5 years from now, he needs to shoot a 3.
Yeah, I mean he'll adapt.
That's his next challenge. Got to shoot that 3, or else I'll kill him.
And we just saw
in-game-
Anthony Edwards
in-game.
do it. I think anybody. Well, I can't say anybody, but I think
Wow,
people
was
can
damning.
people can adapt. People can
your
adapt.
opinion of him is very low. 5 Nuggets. Yeah,
They were
love
pretty
it.
much right there.
Actually, they tied for fifth. Really, they just got the count back on the Clippers. So, go Maine.
They technically tied for third, man. They were all
Yeah,
pretty
there's the
much
three-way
just
tie.
what it was
It's
all
just
just.
basically it's a three-way tie in order of who Silver wants to win.
Was it like tiebreakers and whatnot? Pretty much come down to.
Yeah, I think Ron paid money. Ron bought the seed. Timberwolves 4. Scraped to the 6th, and they're only a game behind the 3rd seed, so I'm not mad at that. 4 is a good guess.
Now
They woke up. They were 8th seed for the first half of the year, so shout out to the Timberwolves for waking up in the second half.
Can we talk about this caption? Traded a cat for a dog. Can we now step back on that and say that you were wrong and that cat is a better player than Julius Randle?
I will say this. I always thought that, and I didn't like the trade to begin with. I just thought the caption was hard.
Fair enough. I'll take that.
Thank you. 3rd seed is my Dallas Mavericks.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Could you have been wrong?
I would like to submit exemption due to a Kyrie Irving ACL tear and a Luka Doncic, what appears to be a hostile takeover in progress by Nico Harrison. I do believe this might be the first ever this enemy attack on a team in sporting history. This seems to legitimately an attack on Mavericks basketball. So I'd like to submit exemption for this.
Can we admit that I was right? I think I said in one of the earlier podcasts that I think Mavs are going to underperform and not. I was saying that they're going to be like a 9 seed. Boy, oh boy.
I don't know what you saw, but I want to check your phone logs and see if you've been speaking with somebody who works as the GM of the Mavericks. This might be a bigger picture collusion.
Hey, I've got my shoes.
I'm going to file for exemption on that one. 2, Memphis Grizzlies. Disappointed by the Grizzlies, even though they're 4 games back from the 2nd seed as they sit in the 8th seed.
And
so it really isn't that big of a drop.
Now, here's one thing I will say. No, you can keep going and then I'll
was just saying, Morant, disappointing. Still like MVP player like level shine, like moments will shine through, but inconsistent, disappointing. Bane's been disappointing, kind of hit a ceiling. Triple J offensively, good scorer, but the guy averages like 3 rebounds a game, which is an absolute joke.
Well, he had his
size.
You know what's unfortunate?
Edie plays like he hit his head as a child. He's got talent, but something's wrong with him up there. And altogether, some injuries too. So, again, there are 48 and 34, and they are the 8th seed.
Now, can we talk about another hot take I said early on in our podcasting days?
We're here hot takes.
I am not a Ja Morant believer.
That is true. You said that.
And Ja Morant had a very underperforming season again. I will give credit where credit due, and I will say that I don't fully take back what I said, but I will say his last 2 weeks of basketball, he's come back up. He looks like he's finally learning how to shoot the 3 ball. He's got a few step-in threes, and it finally looks like he's finding a 3 ball.
If he can stay healthy and play basketball for a month.
If he can fully find his 3 ball next season, I'll become a believer. But if he can't find that 3 ball, then I'm not a believer.
Hey.
I will also say...
Hey.
I will also say...
That's hard.
Grizzlies without Morant, when they built around Triple J, was a little bit more impressive in my mind. When Triple J was pretty much MVP level player, not MVP level player, but like top 10. When he was playing pretty much one of the best 2-way players in the league for that first 3 months before Ja Morant came back, I think that was a more impressive team when they built it around Triple J than when Ja Morant came back and then they kind of blew up for a little bit. And they found they're finding their footing again. They last like I said, last month they kind of found their footing again, but I think they were more impressive without Ja Morant, in my opinion.
I think the writing's on the wall with the coach getting dropped all of a sudden.
This
team's about to blow up. This team's about to blow up. Especially if the Warriors drop them in the play-ins here. If they don't get out of the play-ins, 2 of the 3, at least 1, maybe 2 of the 3 of Morant, Bane, Jackson are gone. So, that's my prediction. Which, probably for the best. And then, of course, Thunder. Shai is the cutest and most dangerous. Yes, he is. He's so cute. And they win the West by 16 games, naturally. And they are the first seed. So, altogether, a horrific prediction.
Yeah, we were closer in the East and the West. That's all.
I'd like to submit injury request forms for the Mavericks and the Pelicans. That is all.
And can we also get an injury request for the Sixers? It was predictable, but
can we just
throw it in there?
Pelicans were too, so we'll do both.
Now on to actual predictions. Let's start off. Who do you think's winning, Bulls or Heat?
East Bulls Heat. It is the greatest event of the summer.
This
When
might
this
be
Earth,
one of the
when
most
this Earth,
fun games.
when this Earth is like glass and all of life is lost, they will still be playing Bulls Heat playing games in 2050. Incredible stuff. They can't get away from each other. I like the Bulls. They're pushing. Kobe White's playing like a top 20 player.
Can we talk about Gidward?
Gidward's playing like an all-star.
Can we talk about his?
Taz Bouzelius is playing like a rookie of the year caliber player.
I
The
want to
Bulls are
say,
gonna-
Bulls won the Giddy trade. I think it's officially stapled. Giddy is a good player, and that he got way too much flack for just simply not being a good fit for the OKC.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
needs the
think-
ball in his hand. He needs the ball in his hand, and you don't have that with the Thunder,
If you
Which is
look
fair.
at these
which is
splits,
fair. I
man,
see why the Thunder traded him. I get it.
his last like 3 months of the sport, he was averaging like what, 27, 16, 4, 24, 8, 10, 25, 16, 6, 21, 8, 12, 19, 8, 12, 26, 10, 12. He's pretty much a walking double-double, if not a triple-double, every other night.
I mean, he
Like-
probably averaged over the last 2 months like a 22-9-8, something like
He-
that. Like
Phenomenal.
he
phenomenal.
played like an all-star. Kobe White, love what I saw from Kobe White. I think he's got all-star potential.
Like you said,
Which he's on the
Buzelis.
Warriors. I
Buzelis
wish
is
they
a
pulled some off, man.
great rookie. I know he's not
Buzelis
getting a
is
lot of. He got bad PR because he should be a lot higher in these
Who?
rookie Buzelis.
He kind of came out of nowhere at the end, so I think he's like top 5. I think he squeaked in top 5, but
Everybody's like, oh, it's Castle, oh, it's this, and it's like, man, Buzelis has been pretty much
I
like
think he snatched Sar's chain at least. I hope, because Sar's been boring.
Hey, can we
Yeah,
say
the Bulls are
Ricochet had a good run?
rotisserie. Yeah, he's probably second behind Castle. We'll do an awards show after next podcast, but officially for this, I'm taking Bulls over.
I'm
Heat.
taking Bulls as
Bulls
well.
Even though Spolster task, no Jimmy.
I'm a Giddy believer. I think Giddy
I just saw
will
the Tyler
drop
Hero
a
3-point
hammer.
attempt when they were down by 4.
I'm telling you, the Giddy hammer is getting dropped in that plane.
Oh my God, the Gidward hammer, 40-40-40.
Magic Hawks. This will be a fun one as well.
This could go either way.
I'm liking what the Magic are doing there. They're kind of putting stuff together
I
finally.
think the Magic are a better team. Get the better players, the best player. Trae Young's the second best, and Wagner probably. I'd say.
I think they're finally starting to pick up their rotations and rotational players. Now that Suggs is going, I think
Yeah.
they're finally trying to figure it out. Like Cole Anthony's clearly like not a good matchup for most teams, so Anthony Black.
I think Dyson's gonna. Magic don't have really guards. The Dyson's gonna rain hell. He's gonna get like 6 steals.
You know, this
could
is
go either way.
this either be a horrendous matchup where it's like a finishing game of like 83 to 84.
Yeah, this is a 280 score team, and if that's the case, Magic win. Hawks win if they score like 120 points.
I can
But-
agree with that.
I think I'll take the Magic. I think the Magic will win this.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I could see that as well.
That would be Hawks Bulls.
I think I will
Not
give
too-
credit where credit's due. I think Trae Young will make a run out of play. I think he will make it out of play-ins. I think he will make it to either this or this. If he's not going to beat the Magic, I think he's going to beat the Bulls.
I'm gonna ride the Bulls train. Personally,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Bulls here. I think the Bulls win 2 games, and they will face the Cavaliers. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's fair
I'm
enough.
hot in the Bulls train.
Do you want to move into this side, or do you want to move these two and then these two?
We just go like down because it's kind of like ordered like 1, 4, 3, 2.
So start up here. Cavs versus you're saying the Bulls.
Cavs versus Bulls, whoever they're facing. I think they're winning.
I think the Bulls hammer getting dropped and the Cavs lose. No, I'm kidding. I think
Wow.
Cavs make the second round at least.
Yeah, they're fine. They win that in 5 or 6 at worst.
Pacers Bucks.
I'm looking forward to it. This is hyphy. This is a good time. This is.
I think I ego tripped the
Giannis
other day.
has unlocked a play. I don't know what's gone into him. He's averaging like 14 assists over the last 2 weeks. He's really locked that up. I mean, he's getting better every year, doing little things like that.
So my last tweet,
The Pacers match up against him well.
yeah, my last tweet was Pacers in 6, and I'm gonna stand by that.
Pacers in 6.
I think Pacers are just Pacers are in the same level as I don't think the Bucks matched well against the Pacers because Pacers quick play style and three ball, which I don't think the Bucks have a good perimeter defense. I think
No,
the
not at
Bucks'
all.
best attribute is their interior defense with Giannis and Brook Lopez. But when you have a team that shoots 43s a game with teams like Celtics, Cavs, and
Yeah,
Pacers,
you're kind of betting on
you're
3-point
just
variance, but they'll get some open looks.
I think Pacers will walk away in 6 wins, maybe 7. I think Pacers are
The
going
Bucks
out
are
though.
hot, though.
I think Pacers are going out with the win, in my
The
opinion.
Bucks are on fire. It's tough, man. Honestly, this could go either way. I think this will be a 7-gamer. I'll say that.
I'm a Pacers believer though. I think I like the Pacers. I think they're a good team. I think they're finally
Yeah.
like figuring it out.
This is damn near a coin flip. Of all the things I'm looking at right now, this might be the closest first round series, I think. I will go Pacers, though. I think Pacers in 7. I'll lean towards the Pacers.
Glad we could agree.
Or else you'd kill me.
Knicks and Pistons. Now
This will be fun.
this one's interesting because I'm not a Knicks believer. After seeing that they're like 0-13 versus the top seeds, I think this could be like a Pistons and 7. Like this could be a good.
You
Like,
think
I
pull
think
it off?
it'll be the same thing as the other one. I think it's going to be a hard fought like 10-point, 5-point games every single game. But I think Pistons can sneak away with the win, mainly because Mikal Bridges is inconsistent. You don't know if he's going to shoot 30 or he's going to shoot, 10. OG
True.
is either going to give you 30 or 10. You know what Brunson's going to do. Josh Hart's another outlier. Josh Hart is either going to give you 30 or he's going to give you 10.
I think Josh Hart's values, and he's a triple double.
And I don't think
Even if he scores 10 points.
I don't think
he's
he'll
got
do that
15
against.
rebounds
I
and
don't think he'll
12
do that
assists.
against the Pistons. I think the Pistons match
I
up
think he's
better.
a scrapper. I think that honestly, this is a Josh Hart matchup.
You think this is a
Like,
Josh
he's
Hart
a
matchup?
scrapper. He's gonna fight. I can see Josh Hart getting like 2 texts a series. Like they're gonna
This
be
is-
jawing on each other.
This is a game where I think like Cat gets bullied by Duran and dare I say it, Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah,
I
Isaiah
think-
Stewart's job is gonna be get Cat to try to fight you.
You know what? Let's say this. Let's not think who wins. Who do you think gets the most texts?
Stewart. But it'll be a net positive because he's
How
gonna tech
many-
out Brunson one game. He's gonna tech out like
How many texts do you think are going to be given in this series? Just take a wild guess. Just take a wild shot. I'm thinking 6. In a 7-game series, I'm thinking
most
6
texts
texts.
are offsetting. I'm gonna predict 1 benches clearing brawl, so about 4 texts just for that. Some offsetting texts. I think we're gonna see 10 technicals.
10 technically, I'm thinking 6.
I'm gonna go 10. Just because one of them's gonna be a brawl, there's like 5.
I'm thinking like 1 a game.
Um,
That's my guess.
I will go Knicks still.
I'm taking
Well,
Pistons.
I'm not shocked if this goes 7. Pistons could win this. I would not be. If the Pistons win this, I'm not going, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
They do
think
have
it's
the power
a
of,
7-game series again.
They do have the power of friendship. They do have that Detroit mentality.
See, I think
It's a real
the thing is,
beast
I
energy.
think this could be a good or a bad thing. I think either the Knicks are going to go in the mindset of, dang, maybe we can't compete, and they're either going to take that as or they're going to look at their standing and they'll be like, okay, well we did really well, but we lost to all the top tier teams. Can we compete? Or they're going to be like, all right, well we might have lost to all the top 10 teams, but we can get them in a 7-game series. Yada yada yada. There's 2 mindsets to think about it. And depending on how their mindset works, obviously most teams want to say, okay, we can still compete, but maybe the Knicks will have a mental problem and be like, oh, maybe we can't compete because we lost to every single top team.
I don't think
So-
the Knicks will get gained mentally. They seem pretty. I mean, Brunson's down to earth.
Because I will say
OG,
losing.
McCall, Josh Hart are all like realistic, down to earth guys. Like they play hard. They don't beat up on themselves.
Like 0 and
I don't think
12
we'll
is
get-
kind of crazy. Losing 0 and 4 to the Celtics, 0
I
and
hear
4
you,
to the
and
Cavs.
I hear you, and that's why I
yeah.
don't think they're gonna make. They're not gonna be like a finals contender truly. But I do think they'll beat the Pistons. Long story short, I
Fair.
think they'll get them at 7, 6 or 7. But I think they'll take care of the Pistons.
Now Magic Celtics. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I
7-8.
I think this is like a Celtics in 5 or 6. This should be a quick series, but Magic also should match up well
Magic
against
will have
us.
like two of those Magic versus Celtics games where they lose it.
They just match up well against us. Like you just have that random
It's
Pancaro
literally
40
the,
bomb.
it's literally the Celtics in 2017 right now.
They literally are the same team. They're built the same. They have the same exact dynamic. The only thing that they don't have is a seven footer that can shoot the three ball. That's the only thing they don't have. They have
They do have
every
some
other
big man
piece.
defenders that the Celtics don't got in their
Exactly.
defense, so they do have a better defense probably if everybody was at their peak. But yeah, Celtics in 5 or 6, yeah.
Now Cavs versus Pacers, right?
Yeah.
This is where I'm saying the upset's happening. I do not think Cavs are making the Eastern Conference Finals. I think whoever comes out of
The
this is
Pacers
beating the
get 'em.
Cavs. I think whoever comes out of this is beating the Cavs. I'm being so for real. I do not think Cavs are making the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey, I get you. I believe more. I think I got the Pacers winning it, so I think the Cavs will beat the Pacers. But even if the Bucks win, I think Cavs would beat the Bucks as well. It would be a fight. It would not be a, it would look like a third and fourth seeder fight, not a first and fifth. Or
You
first
know
and
what it
fourth,
is?
I think the Cavs will. I think the Cavs will make the conference finals.
Cavs have the same exact problem the Bucks have. Really good interior defense, not a good perimeter defense. Garland's not a good defender. Mitchell's an average defender. Everybody proclaims that Mobley's this elite perimeter best defender in the league. I don't believe in it. I don't think he's a I think he's
good at perimeter, but his
good
elite is like
defender. He's not an elite perimeter defender. He is not, in my opinion, he is not on the same level as like Bam is on the perimeter. In my opinion,
But I think he's a better interior defender than Bam.
And
so
I
it kinda
think
makes up for it.
this is one of those series that again it comes down to can the Pacers outshoot them? Can the Pacers put up the three ball? Because the Cavs are a good offensive team. I think that
I think the Cavs are a better version of the Pacers by a little bit.
I
Pretty
think
much.
I think Pacers will will it out in a three ball battle, in my opinion. Again, I think it comes. My Pacer hype is purely coming from hoping that they shoot, like 38% from the three as a team. So I'm shooting
enough.
pretty. I'm shooting pretty high with this.
Hey, no, I like it. You're taking a chance. I'll go Cavs. I'll play it safe. I think Cavs will get them.
Now again, regardless who comes out of this, if it's Knicks versus Celtics, I think it might be a 5-game series. If it's if it's Pistons versus Celtics, I think it might be like a 6 or 7-game series. I think as a Celtics fan, I'm more scared of the Pistons than the Knicks.
I like the hatred.
Well,
I will say
we've beat them every single matchup. It's hard to not as a
no,
fan be
there's a
like, all right,
disrespect, like
the Knicks cannot match up with us.
there's a disrespect in your eyes. I can see like a disgust.
Okay,
Your
the
visage.
thing is Knicks.
No, I think the Celtics beat whoever they face.
The
here.
Knicks had this self-proclaimed 3 Tatum stoppers, but not a single one of them can stop Tatum, and that's the problem. Is Tatum averages 60% shooting on OG, 60% shooting on McAllister, 60% shooting on Cat. Who is stopping him? Tatum's gonna get his 30.
I don't know why. There's no such thing as a Tatum stopper.
None of them can stop Porzingis.
When you're the
Jalen
top
Brown will
5
find his
player,
matchups.
There's not a stopper of a player.
They'll probably, if the Knicks come out of it, they'll get a game or two off of Celtics. But if the Pistons come out, I think it will be more of a dogfight. Can the Celtics, keep up with that scrappy
Either way,
defense?
Celtics are fine.
Yeah, I think it will be like I said, whoever comes out, it's a 5 or 6 game series, and this might be, unironically, this might be an easier series than this.
Celtics, Magic, or Hawks is probably equally as straining as Celtics, Knicks, or Pistons.
Unironically, Celtics have a terrible, terrible, terrible way of underperforming against worse teams or playing down to a level of worse teams.
The two teams that give them shit are the Hawks and the Magic.
I mean,
so
that's what I'm
they're
saying.
not looking forward to that.
The last 3 years, like we played in the playoffs. Besides last year, when we played the Hawks, it went to 6, and we played the Magic, it goes to it would have gone to 6 or 7. But it's Magic always give us a run for our money. They just match up better.
So that'll leave it to I have Cavs Celtics. You have
Celtics
Pacers
Pacers.
Celtics.
I think regardless,
I think we're both saying Celtics are winning it.
yeah, if Celtics play the Cavs, I think it's
That's a fun series, man. I think that could go 7.
I think
the
it will
Cavs
be
are.
Celtics.
I don't think the Cavs. I
6.
believe in the Cavs to give a good game. I think they will not make the finals, but
I think it will be a
believe
repeat of last year. Celtics will beat them in 6. I think it's the same thing where Tatum shoots 60% over Mobley and he shoots 50% over Allen. They can't guard him. And
no one can.
That's
one
the
can.
unfortunate problem is that Celtics are shooting a historic number from the 3 and they're making a historic number from the 3. Cavs either have to outscore them or stop them, and they're not going to stop
will
them.
pull Mobley out of the paint or Allen out of the
Yeah,
paint, so you should see some lobs and stuff.
Like
No,
this,
yeah. I mean, they're just a better team. They're a better team, better players. I expect them to win that.
So
But
we're
it'll be
thinking,
close. I don't think the Cavs will not get stomped on. They will fight. They will belong there, I think, but they will lose.
and if the
But you think the
Pacers,
Pacers
scrape it
who
in,
do you get?
it will be like a Celtics and like I think
Another 5-game series where all 5 of the Pacers led going to the fourth quarter.
yeah, I would think it will be like a no, I think it will be like a 5 or 6 game series, but it will be like a yeah, like you said, it will be a scrappy series. Like every single game is won in like the fast 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Like it's not going to be like a Celtics swept them, and it'll be like a Celtics barely scraped their way into a 4-game win.
Hell yeah. Sounds good to me, Celtics. Well, do you mind if I go take care of my thing real quick before we do West?
Yeah, I will pause this real quick.
Break.
We are back after that short intermission.
Ugh.
Okay, the
Sorry,
West. Mavs or Kings? Who are you taking?
I'm looking forward to the West. I'm looking forward. Kings, Mavs, man. I just can't. I don't like the way the Kings play. I believe in the Mavs for at least one game. Klay Thompson's going to see the Kings. He's going to shoot 0 for 9 again. But AD, healthy, should have a 40-point triple-double. I'll go Mavs.
Now,
Mavs.
I'm gonna say some. I'm gonna have a nasty take in a few rounds here. So
Let me hear your nasty take.
let's keep going. Warriors Grizzlies. I think Warriors will come out of this. I truly do think the Warriors will beat the Grizzlies.
It's tough because that was a hell of a game, by the way. Warriors Clippers, fun one to watch. I don't know if you saw it. Curry's banged up. Butler's banged up. Draymond's Draymond. So
Let's just say this: Draymond, Ja Morant, full court brawl. They're both ejected the first quarter. Warriors win because Bane has a disaster class and Curry has like a 50 point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but they're beat up. This is a coin flip to me. The Warriors winning this puts us in a hilarious looking 2 versus 7 seed. That we'll get to that later. It's really tough. I'll go Warriors just because a little bias, but that is a coin flip. That's gonna be like whoever is down 2 with the ball, 10 seconds left kind of game.
Fair. I'm pretty confident the Warriors winning.
I would be if they haven't played in the last 2 days.
So let's say
they're kind of fucked up.
Oh.
Oh my God! Rising Rockets and Fighter player.
Warriors, Grizzlies versus Mavs. And this is
Mavs. I think Grizzlies handle.
This is where my disgusting hot takes come in.
Let me hear it.
If we can get a healthy Mavs run, I think the Mavs win this.
Right.
I think if the Mavs make it versus Thunder, I'm not against taking the Mavs over the Thunder. If the Grizzlies come out of the Thunder game, I think the Thunder will win. Now, my reason being is I do not think Chet and Hartenstein is going to be able to stop AD if he's healthy. And I have personally seen in all 4 matchups this year, and not all 4, however many matchups, between this year and last year, that the Mavericks match up really well against the Thunder. Even without Luka, they still match up really well versus the Thunder. I don't know what PJ Washington has against J-Dubs and all those guys, but for some reason the Thunder do not match up well versus this Mavs team, even without Luka. So I am fully saying if this team is healthy, which I don't think they're going to be, or they are, if they make it, I'm taking Mavs. If Grizzlies take it, I'm taking Thunder. Purely based off matchups.
Sure.
And that's my hot take. That's my only hot take. That's my only hot take.
I like that. Only hot take, huh? I like that. So you got. I'm taking Grizzlies winning.
I'm taking Mavs depending on AD. Depending on AD's health, and I think he is technically healthy at the moment. So.
All right. Well, then we'll move on. Then, so you got Mavs beating the Thunder.
Yeah, I have Mavs beating the Thunder. I'm assuming if it's the Grizzlies, I think Thunder beat the Grizzlies.
I respect that. I will take the Thunder. Surprisingly, I will go against them. But I respect what you're doing. I like that. Shout out to Melvin Motion.
I will just say this.
He's not afraid to tell like this.
And I'm gonna say it now, so it's on record. If Thunder do not make Western Conference Finals, there has to be a serious talk about SGA being a regular season performer and a playoff dropper.
Wow, he is ready.
It is unfair. It is truly unfair that Luka and Tatum are declined as they don't perform well or they don't play well in the playoffs or when it matters, whereas SGA has been first and second rounded the last 3 or 4 years, or not playing playoffs. I think it is unfair that Luka, who has had a Western Conference final run and a finals run, gets demoralized as he does, and I don't think it's fair that Tatum, who has been in more Eastern Conference finals than first rounds, is scrutinized the way he is. But then SGA is like, you know what? He's never made it past the first round or second round, but he's better than Luka and Tatum. I don't agree with that, and this is why I think that the Thunder absolutely have to make Western Conference Finals, or I think SGA deserves some serious slander. And then we can move on.
This is like holding a juicy steak in front of a starving man, and the hunger in your eyes to see this Thunder team collapse. I'd love to see it too. God damn, that'd be funny.
I'm not a believer in this though. Unfortunately, I think J-Dub's a hooper. He has yet to prove he can show up when it matters. SGA's a hooper. Probably MVP this year. I don't think he should be MVP over Jokic, but he deserves MVP. I think SGA has not proven himself in playoffs. I do not think Chet has proven himself in playoffs. I don't think Dort has proven himself in playoffs. There's not a single player on this team that's like
not Dort.
Playoff. The most stapled playoff player on this team is Hartenstein, and that's only because of the Knicks. Like
might be Caruso actually.
Yeah, Caruso has a ring. I mean, you could say Caruso has had better playoff resume than everybody else on that team.
Well, what better time to prove yourself than this year?
And that's why I think
this is the best team the West has seen since the KD Warriors. So, now's your chance.
I'm excited.
Anything but the finals is a great disappointment.
Like I said, I'm a hater, but I am praying. True. I want to see Thunder versus Celtics. I think everybody wants to see Thunder versus Celtics. But we want to hate first. But I'm not a believer in the Thunder.
Order of operations, PEMDAS. You're like hatred, then Thunder Celtics.
If Thunder make it past the second round, if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, I think they're making it to the finals. But if they don't make it past second round, then it's like, well, obviously they're not gonna win. But
all right,
that's
fair enough. I guess we'll move on. So I'll take Thunder. You take Mavericks.
Yeah, purely depending on who makes it.
We're locked in. We're taking Mavericks. You got Mavericks Celtics again. I thought you told me
about
backstage.
No, I'm not. I think the Mavericks are getting cooked next round. But let's say the Nuggets Clippers.
Nuggets Clippers, fun one, kind of goofy. I believe in the full Nuggets implosion. Something is very, very wrong. You don't fire a coach right before a playoff run.
Hey.
Especially when you're in the playoffs, not the play-in. And especially when your coach is tenured, has won a ring with you, and is generally one of the most respected coaches in the league.
You know what's nasty?
Something very, very wrong. I had the Clippers beating the Nuggets.
I was thinking the same exact thing. I don't know why, but healthy Kawhi, Harden, Powell, and Zubac move me. That's a funny team.
They do. They're a great team.
And
they're the best coach team in the league, I think. And the Nuggets are just something is really wrong. Jokic will have a 30-point triple-double, but no one else will help. And it's not the right LA team, so Murray won't play well against them. And yeah, I think Clippers beat the Nuggets, and begins the summer of destruction for the Nuggets offseason.
Lakers Wolves.
Lakers Wolves. I will be choosing the Los Angeles Lakers to win this series. It'll be a very fun one. It'll be a good time, and it'll be lost because of Julius Randle. The Wolves will put up a good fight, but the Lakers, I think, will.
This is a weird one because I think the Lakers will win.
Okay.
But the Lakers do have a very evident problem.
They don't got a big fella.
Are classified as, like everything. Oh, they've been one of the best defensive teams in the last, since the Luka trade.
Sure.
Luka is definitely taking a step up in defense, but he's still an average defender.
A step up is still really below
Yeah,
average.
that's what I'm saying. LeBron, I know he's getting a lot of hype for being this great defender this year.
He has great highlights, but
His
he's not
is
like
his is very matchup oriented. If he gets put on Anthony Edwards or he gets matched up with someone he can't guard, he's probably cooked. They will probably hide him on McDaniels or Nikhil Walker.
LeBron has great
Hanging out with
highlights.
him
He has
and
great
all.
off-ball defense because he's very smart. But he's 40, so I don't expect this to begin with. But he does take plays off. So
And then again, Austin Rivers is like a average to slightly above
Solid.
average. Like he's just a good defender. He's not a great defender. He's not a bad defender. He's just good. He just does his thing. I'll take the Lakers. I'll agree with that. I think it's like a Lakers in 6, Lakers in 7, close
Yeah.
series.
yeah,
I
there's
don't think
firepower.
I think
mean,
the Timberwolves will implode the same way with like Julius Randle's not reliable. Gobert.
Luca loves playing the Wolves. Um, Reeves is stamped as like a 25-5-5 guy.
This-
LeBron's LeBron. LeBron will still do his thing. So, and the Lakers bench has been playing solid too.
This
They're
is
a better team. I expect them to win.
This is a series where either the only way Timberwolves win is like a McDaniels averages 20 or like a Nikhil Alexander averages 20. Like one of them has to average
To me,
20.
it's Randall.
You
To
think
me, it's
Randall?
Randall.
I don't think Randall's the. This is my thing. I don't think Randall's the winning piece. I think McDaniels is because it's the same thing with how they won against the Nuggets. It's like
That's the thing, though. I
McDaniels
don't
had a
think
huge
McDaniels
step
is,
up.
If that's the case, then you're coming in. I don't like that. Randall should be your second best player and should be able to help out when Anthony Edwards gets blitzed, but that's Randall slander. Just want to get my Randall slander in. Well, we agree on Lakers.
Rockets,
Moving on to
Warriors.
Rockets, Warriors. We agree on that. Here is
Rockets have been
my
exciting, man.
here's my hot here's my hot take of the playoffs, with a reasonable load of bias associating it, probably, but I think this is doable. I will take the Warriors in a 7-game screamer all-time series. I will chalk this up to Rockets' youth and unfamiliarity with the playoffs. I will give veteran tax to Curry, Draymond, and Jimmy Butt. Jimmy Butt, I think, is the main difference and the reason why the Warriors win this series, stays healthy because he's a little banged up. But the Rockets are a better team. However,
Unfortunately.
I do think in this 7-game vacuum, the Warriors will get them in
Unfortunately.
a 7-game screamer.
Unfortunately, Amon Thompson may be the first ever official stapled Curry stopper because he did hold that man Curry to like over 13 shooting.
He held him all right.
Arguable with
Refs
the
didn't
fouls
see it.
again. Arguable.
Hey, you know, the
officiating.
Curry stuff. If the Rockets signed Dellavedova, they want to win. But listen,
No,
amen. But we're not going to church.
If you're willing to hear me on my Thunder take, I'm willing to hear you on
That's
your
fine.
Warriors take.
I think the Warriors can do it.
I think it's
Rockets are a better
possible. I think it's a 6 to 7 game series.
This is one of those where the Rockets are a better team, whether they win or lose. But it's just, I'm going to say, first time really in a meaningful playoff series for Green, Sengun,
You know what it is?
Thompson.
This might be a coaching battle. And Ime has a nasty record of not being able to outcoach Steve Kerr, who is
Udoka's learned, though. I'll give him that. He didn't play drop coverage on Curry. He swarmed him.
so yeah. I mean,
So
we'll see.
that's a plus. So that I'm expecting Jimmy Butler to average like 30. Like, I want to see a big Jim series here.
Well, when Draymond averages a 20-20-20 game,
Need Pajemski to wake up. Draymond, he might tech out for 16 techs in this series alone. But yeah, long story short, with some general veteran manipulation of the rules, such as illegal screens, I will take the Warriors in 7.
so now we're saying Clippers versus
We'll do
Thunder.
your universes.
Okay.
So you have Mavericks Clippers.
If
Again.
if Mavs win again, if Mavs make it out of this and play the Thunder,
Okay.
I think the Clippers take the Mavs. Now I'm going back to my other thing. If Grizzlies win, I think Thunder win. if it's Thunder versus Clippers,
I predicted all universes.
if Thunder take it, this is where I think they'll get dismantled by the Clippers. And this is the same thing where it's like Kawhi has been clearly one of the best two-way players for whenever he's healthy. If he is healthy, and which they have injury managed the hell out of this man this year.
So the Thunder
I am
just aren't winning.
I do not think they're making Western Conference Final. I think they're
There's
losing
no
first,
path
second
for the
round.
Thunder to win this. You're saying?
No, I think it will be like a 7-game series, but I think Clippers
I'm
match
saying
up
like
really well.
they don't
against
beat the
Thunder.
Nuggets. They don't beat the Clippers. They don't beat the Grizzlies. The
No,
Mavericks beat them.
if they play the Nuggets, they're beating the Nuggets.
Okay.
If they see the Wolves or the Warriors, Thunder win. I
So
think
you're
the
moving on
only
to
way Thunders are losing are if it's Mavs or Clippers, because I think that's very matchup oriented. If they were
So
to
you're taking-
like, yeah.
You're moving Clippers to the conference finals over to
Yes.
Mavericks for your
Yes.
second rounder.
Yes.
Okay. I will say the Thunder will beat the Clippers in a scrap, absolute demon
I think it will
fight.
be a 7-game series.
I think the Thunder will get them, and I think the Thunder will make the conference finals. That'll be a little boring, but the Thunder will make it. So I have Thunder, you have Clippers.
Now
Going
we're
into the
saying
conference.
Lakers
So-
versus Warriors.
We have Lakers, Warriors. I think Lakers, Warriors. Are you doing Warriors as well?
Yeah,
Or you doing Rockets?
I agree with the Warriors. I'm actually quite a fan of the Warriors play style recently.
I respect that. I am going to take. This is the Demon Series. Warriors don't want to see it for a reason. Lakers beat them here.
If this happens,
LeBron activates a final 10% when he plays against the Warriors. Reeves is just Reeves. He's good against everybody, but he's going to get 15 free throws a game.
he is kind of like he gets like the craziest superstar whistle I've ever seen.
He's a freak. Jimmy Butler's keeping up with him, but it's going to be him and Jimmy Butler are going to be like slowing the fuck out.
Yeah, I did see like a Warriors. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but like Jimmy Butler had like 20 free throws or something stupid like that.
There was a game a few days ago where he shot 4 for 6.
Yeah, he had
All
more.
two-pointers.
He had more free throws than shots attempted.
4 shots made, 6 shots attempted, no threes. So 8 points. He had 26. So that's the kind of guy Jimmy Butler is. He's a disgusting freak. So is Austin Reeves. So they kind of cancel each other out. I think Butler will get the defensive edge. Curry will do his thing.
Honestly,
LeBron will do his thing.
dude, this is that crazy to say,
It'd
but
be a hell of a
matchup
series.
wise,
It'd be very fun. However, it's LeBron versus Warriors tax. Luka will do his thing too. There's not really a
See,
Luka stopper on the team because
purely-
Kuminga's been bad.
purely based off matchups. If this somehow happens, Lakers versus Warriors.
Yeah.
I pray that Curry and Braun average like 30, but no
think
one
they will,
on
but-
this Lakers, in my opinion, can guard Curry, unless it's like Vanderbilt getting his holding calls and whatnot. Or
Yeah, Vanderbilt played 20 minutes a game and he will never shoot a shot.
I think the only person that can hold Luka on the Warriors is Jimmy Butler, because he's a very
They'd probably put Draymond on Luka, honestly.
really, and you put
I
Butler
think so
on
because LeBron's gonna
Butler
get
on
like
LeBron.
you're gonna let LeBron do his thing. I don't know. I think LeBron will be on Luka quite a bit, or Draymond will be on Luka quite a bit.
I think
I wouldn't be surprised.
they could just have a switch up, like where it's just like Butler and
If
Draymond
we
just take turns.
If we do every way down, yeah, it'll be. I mean, you'll see.
When
You'll
Curry,
see, they'll put Curry on Luka just because it's like he's slow. So good luck.
when LeBron hits that
Yeah,
fadeaway
so-
over Curry to win the game.
Then we have had a nightmare switch on defense. But yeah, I'll go Lakers in 7. It is a GOAT series.
Fair.
Warriors are gonna
I
give
hope
us a lot
it's
of entertainment.
I hope it's a
Yes.
battle. That's all I meant. I hope that's a 7-game, like you get like LeBron and Curry averaging like 30, and then you get like Luka and Butler averaging like 25, 30. I just want like a nasty series of like
I think it'll be
4 players
the
going
War-
crazy.
The Warriors are gonna give us 2 crazy odd series, but the Lakers will get them again. It's just LeBron's too much. Luka, the Lakers hump. They just match up well. The Warriors just can't beat the Lakers. So
Now
I'll go Lakers series.
You're saying, I'm saying
I think
Clippers.
Thunder Lakers.
I'm saying Clippers. I'm saying Clippers Lakers. Battle of LA. I'm taking.
Battle of LA.
This is where I want to say.
Do something hilarious.
This is going to be crazy. Dare I say it?
You've already been a little crazy in this Western Conference.
If Clippers make the Western Conference Finals and they beat the Thunder, I want to give a home run out of the park shout, Clippers to the finals. I think Clippers will beat the Lakers. If it comes down to Thunder versus Lakers, I don't care who wins because either way, this is a masterclass series for Tatum because if Tatum beats the Lakers in the finals and wins Finals MVP, that means Tatum has we get a Lakers Celtics rivalry. We get a Tatum beating Luka again on the biggest stage. We get like the LeBron versus Jaylen Brown. That's good. That is good for NBA media. That is good for NBA talk. That is good for slandering. That's good for everything. That is just
you'd be fit for life.
If
no matter what happens,
that's what I'm saying.
Your two biggest ops are the Lakers and the Thunder.
If Thunder make it to the versus the Celtics, then you get Tatum versus SGA and you get Thunder versus Celtics, which is the two best teams in the league. Arguably the two players that everybody compare each other to is Tatum, Luka, and SGA. So you get the Tatum versus SGA. If Tatum snatches SGA's chain on national television in the 7-game series, that is good for the sport because Tatum was slandered to hell. So him going from beating Luka one year and then beating SGA the next year, I think that will be some of the best Tatum propaganda for the next 5 years.
We don't want a Pistons Clippers finals. There's no slander there. We want slander.
So, dare I say it? I don't really care who comes out. I think if Thunder make it, Lakers make it, Celtics are winning. But if the Clippers make it, this will be one of the funniest matchups ever because I do not like Clippers versus Celtics in the finals would just be hilarious. I think nobody would expect it. I think it's going to be a will Kawhi play well? Will Kawhi somehow still be healthy after 14 games? Will Porzingis still be walking by game 21 going to the finals? That's my crazy shout. I think Clippers versus Celtics win. I think regardless of who comes out, if we are talking purely for media basis, I think the best matchup would be Lakers Celtics. I think second would be Thunder Celtics just because of the this is a rivalry. Lakers versus Celtics, you get Luka versus Tatum, you get Lakers versus Celtics, you get like I said Braun versus Brown. They had their little beef this year. You get like a really like rivalry game. But then if you get Celtics versus Thunder, it's really just a Tatum versus SGA and then like the best two teams playing. I think, in my opinion, it would be more entertaining to see Lakers Celtics, but I think Celtics would win. I think the only team that matches up against Celtics is Thunder. So if they make it, I think it will be a really good 7-game series. But I'm going Clippers Celtics after my yap session.
I love it. I will go in my Thunder Lakers conference finals. I will go Lakers. I think they will beat the Thunder. And it'll be a good series, but I think the Lakers will get them. And then in one of the biggest upsets, one of the bigger upsets in finals history, I think the Lakers are going to win the NBA championship this playoffs. I think they will beat the Celtics in a 7-game. I think LeBron will take HGH.
Did we see what the Lakers
for the Celtics hammer? I think Luka will realize, wait, I'm done playing at 80% and faking my injury. Reeves will be Reeves. He'll put up some good stats, and the Celtics will put up a hell of a fight. It'll be 7 games. Something in the air. Something's going on. I get a weird feeling in my bones when I see this Lakers team with Luka. I don't know. I think they're going to win the finals. I'm saying it here now.
I'm glad you're getting the hot take in there as well. I think I think Lakers can genuinely beat the Thunder, and I think Thunder can really beat the Lakers. I think that's
this is all. It's hot takes, but I wouldn't say them if I didn't believe them. At least
as a
Celtics
fan, I see that Lakers team, and that's like that is free food. That is like that is a Wendy's 4-4 right there. That is like. The Celtics will be feasting on that Luka defense, on that LeBron defense. I don't care how well hyped up LeBron has been on defense. He's going to have to be put on Tatum or Brown, and Luka is going to have to be put on Tatum or Brown.
LeBron's getting the Horford assignment.
But then who is going to be guarding Jason Tatum? Who is going to be guarding Jaylen Brown?
You double
Because-
Tatum, you let Brown rim out on his own, and then
Because
that's your plan.
we have seen the last 3 or 4 years that Jaylen Brown absolutely destroys that Luka matchup. Luka will get his nasty 30-piece on about 28 attempts and 40% shooting with 7 turnovers. But
We'll take that.
all I will say is I think as a Celtics fan, I would be more scared of Thunder. And dare I say I would be more scared of the Clippers because Clippers do have Kawhi
I
Leonard.
think all Celtics fans should be looking at every other team in the league as free food. Still.
Thunder
That being
genuinely match up so well against us, but like Clippers can also match up well against us with that Kawhi because
Yeah.
like Kawhi on Tatum could
I
be
don't know.
detrimental
There's
to the
a-
series.
I feel something in my my groin, actually. My groinal region.
LeBron reference.
I think I have maybe it's me.
See, unfortunately, LeBron did have a groin injury the last game of the series or season, so
Because
That
it's getting
could-
so big.
that could kill Lakers stock.
The LeBron hammer's getting so big, and it's starting to hurt. It's like too much weight.
Well, I'm
But
happy
yeah.
with that. I'm happy
say.
with our hot takes.
Good hot takes.
When it ends up being a
Good reasonable
Bulls,
gambling.
when it ends up being a Bulls Grizzlies finals, and we were all wrong, then
Yeah, when the
Dare I
Mavericks
say?
make the finals, and we're like, wait, hold on, he was cooking. Marvin was cooking.
well, I mean, like I said, if Mavericks make it past that first playing game and that second playing game, I do not think Thunder can match up against the Mavericks. I think AD would literally average like 40
I love it.
points against that Thunder, but
I love it.
I think if Grizzlies or anybody else makes it against the Thunder, it's like it's
Hey,
free food.
hey. Wait, what was that?
Oh.
They loved
The
it.
fans. The
They loved
fans.
it.
That's actually the whole entire office over there. They're all clapping. The
We actually we have to
motion
cut it
office.
for them. I don't have to tell them that, but I have him being fired tomorrow. At the No Motion Media Center.
Yeah, well, that's why we have to start uploading more because we're running out of
Yeah.
stocks and salary and
Well,
Wow.
I'm not in the country. This is recording, so I'm just predicting what you're saying. All right, I
Okay.
get it. Jaylen Brown's better than Booker. Jesus.
any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Well, I think we've had a wonderful, reasonable yet hot takeable basketball discussion of knowledge, but some excitement, some storylines. It's looking like a good P-off, stands for playoffs. I shortened it. I'm looking forward to it. Celtics Thunder probably happens. It'd be a hell of a series, but we love a little surprise. We love a little mystery. So hey. Motion Media will be
Celtics
on the
Clippers.
court, actually. We got invited to Game 3,
We will
if
be
it comes to it.
on the court.
If they have to play it, we will go to Game 3 of the finals.
We do have our media passes. We will be on court.
We got media passes. We will be going. So we'll see you in Game 3. It's a 2-2, 2-1. So that'll be the lower seed going into the finals. So we will be there in Orlando. We'll be in the hometown for the finals. It should be exciting. It should be a good
Hometown,
time.
aren't you from Norway? You're from.
I'm from
you're from
I'm
Norway.
from Jupiter, Florida.
Is that a place?
Jupiter, like the planet.
That's
All right, let's rank planets.
that's
I
not
got
even that's not
one.
even a planet.
One's Neptune, pretty icy.
Quite a fan of Saturn.
I can't take you seriously.
Oh, what's wrong with Saturn?
I damn you to hell.
You know what? I think I know the reason why you're not a fan of Saturn.
Why? Oh my God, is that mid piece?
You see this? You see this?
What is that?
Saturn has rings. You know what doesn't have rings? The Warriors after this season.
They're taking him away.
Yes.
They caught him. He
If
caught him cheating.
Curry loses this playoffs, his rings will be docked from his resume, and he will back to 0.
Clutch Media knows no bounds. The fact that they do this
There's a high
to
five
stop
emoji.
Kerr Under Armour.
There's a clapping emoji stuck right on your face in the Discord, so everything you're saying is being blocked by the clap.
Can
That's
you
all I'll say.
can you see me now?
Yes, I can see you. Why is it stuck there?
Hold on, let me fix it. Are we good?
Nope. Let's move
Well,
on.
that's going to be it from No Motion Media. We want to thank you for motioning into the viewing area to watch this motion movie. I am Mauricio Motion. This guy is
Oh, Melrose Motion. That's me.
Melrose Motion. He has a DUI on his record, so be careful getting in the car with Melrose Motion. I have 6. We are No Motion Media. And what do you say? When you're out of motion?
Motion out.